dry to where it started to feel powdery, started to harden up a bit. You can see how it's not wet anymore. That's perfect for working on now. So here's our tools. We've got a knife for carving lines in. We've got a teaspoon for digging holes. We've got the brush for softening. And we've got the yard broom with the reasonably soft bristles. This is what we're going to start with. So you can see we come through like this and just lightly go over, just to take off any fingerprints and just the main bulk of the lumps. Okay? It doesn't have to be all perfectly smooth, and you definitely don't want that. This just takes off the worst of things and it makes the job a lot easier when we come to using the knife and the spoon and all that. So what we've got first is you can see all the dust that's left from using the yard broom over it. So we just take a bit of that off so we can see what it looks like underneath. So soften, and already it's looking like a natural rock already. You could really leave it like that and get away with it. But what you've got to look for mainly is any areas where you might have put your fingers. It's a dead giveaway when you can see fingerprints. So from here, see, I might want to have a crack running down here. So I come through. The main thing is, don't cut it in as a V going in. You want to soften the bottom edge of it. So it looks like the water's run down it and just worn it off. So you take the bottom lip off, scrape off a bit of the excess, and then come through and soften with the house brush. You can sort of jab, 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 or flick it back and forth, go in different directions. Okay, and if I want to have a few dips here and there, just to give the look, it's weathered out a little in places. Okay, so what I've got the teaspoon, and we're taking out these. Don't go too deep because you've got concrete underneath, remember. Be quite random with it. Don't do 1, 2, 3, evenly. Be random. You've got like that, you're digging undercuts, like it's a bit of worn sandstone. You can get your house brush and soften. The main thing is, what I've seen people doing is going in like that, and they end up with this dot that just doesn't look natural at all. So soften, make them irregular shapes, come back with the knife, dig in a bit, cut a couple of lines, running down, disappearing into the ground, and then come back with the house brush, back and forth, different directions, and softening. When you're dealing with the top areas, you've got, it's a little bit boring, so I want to do some layers. So what you do is you come through like this. It's a little bit like strata within the rock, layers of sediment being laid down. You come through, run it around. Don't be too even with it, cut a few extra lines here and there just to soften. And get your house brush, brush it off nice and carefully. And then make sure there's no sharp edges where it looks like there's a cut mark. Okay, go over it several times.